Hello everybody. Right, I think we've got the right mic. Let me just double check everything. How's everybody doing? Pressing the wrong bloody button here. Hang on. EO and Zanka. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Hold on. Let me go. Yeah, we've got them. That one's right. Let's put the music on, shall we? Cool. All working. How's everybody? Oh, Jono! Hello, hello. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? How's Luna doing? Right, so what's going on? I'm obviously waiting for other people to join. Yeah, not many people here yet. Otherwise, how's everybody? What do you want to talk about? Richard, hello Richard. Jono said, well, Luna has a nasty cold. How have you been? I've been good. I'm actually not too bad. I'm sorry for that. Luna's got a cold though. Can't be nice. Tracy, hello. Come on. All the people we don't see that often coming back today. This is quite cool. It must be Mercury retrograde or something. How you doing, Tracy? No, we just need to carry on, and I don't think Andrea's going to be here. I did see on her Facebook today that she's. It looks like she's having data problems, internet problems, and she's grabbing some from her neighbour at the moment. So, but sure that won't be a problem for too long. Well, I'm good. I think everybody else is fine. Alright, while we're waiting for everybody and to get the gears moving and all that stuff, let me see, what can I tell you? Oh, it is March now, 1st of March, so let me just double check, 2 weeks' time. Yeah, 2 Saturdays, it's on the 14th, is my first workshop, which is the Art of the Spirit Vessel. That's this month. And so if you want to get in on that, then just go onto my website, go into workshops, go shop workshops, and then the workshop you want to sign up for. Month after that, April, is going to be the one about the creation of a familiar spirit. And I'm going to carry on creating those, the workshops. I'll do 6, and then I'll run one once a month over a 6-month period, and then I'll just repeat them every 6 months and see how they go. If they get, there's not a lot of sign-ups at the moment, but if they start to get a bit more momentum, then I can always increase the amount of workshops and the amount of times they get done each year. But yeah, at this point, not many sign-ups. If you've got any questions about those, quite welcome to ask. What else? Let me see at the beginning of the month. I might as well tell you what's happening on the channel. Just open this so I can get my schedule. Alright, so we've got the Punk Magic one is Punk Magic for the broken and burned out. I think we're all feeling. What the hell are you? Go away. Remind me later, thank you. The movies this month are the Witch of King's Cross and the Love Witch. The Witch of King's Cross was fucking amazing. It really was. If you don't know Rosaline Norton, then go have a look at her, who she was and everything else. If you know Rosaline Norton's art, you don't actually know who she was. Go check out who she was. She was formidable. It really was. Then the Living Current episode 4 is Directing Force, Will, Flow and Form. So we get a bit more into the practical side of actually moving and working with energy. And then the book review is Mind Over Magic by Richard Kaczynski. Damn good book. Definitely not a 101 book, but it's very interesting. EO, I have a question. Good stuff. So I just finished Magic Theory and Practice, and there is a small section pertaining to necromancy. It talks about if one has no other options, they can call on a deceased teacher. Oh yeah, I mean that would be pretty standard amongst most cultures, really. I mean, go into Hinduism and it's prevalent there. I mean, how do you get your guru? Now, I think a lot of people hear that, you have to have a guru, and therefore you have to go find one, and everybody's like, oh, it has to be obviously a living person. No, it doesn't. Most of the gurus that people attain are dead, and they get taught that way. So yeah, absolutely. If you are having difficulty finding a teacher, then you can go and find one or a dead teacher, deceased teacher, and obviously that person then becomes part of your ancestors. But obviously, to get there, you've got to have some kind of foundational training. So, there is that aspect to it. You can't just like start walking a spiritual path and, just call on a dead teacher. That's going to be a bit difficult. But this is one of the reasons why so many people will tell you to start with ancestral work. Is meet your ancestors, find out who they are, find out how to do spirit work with your ancestors, because they're the easiest ones to actually work with. And these become your teachers, not just a particular person who becomes a teacher. All your ancestors become teachers because they've lived life. They know what happens. They know all the ups and downs. And now they're dead. They have access to knowledge that you don't. Well, you have access to it, but they've got an easier hold on it. So, I don't know why people just don't go straight to the ancestors. Actually, I do, because I didn't to begin with. Mine was like, oh, go and meet Pan and go and meet the god and goddess and all of that stuff, because they're exciting. And then people think of ancestors and their immediate thought is, oh, this is blood relatives and I didn't like my family. So it's just a misinterpretation of what ancestors are at the end of the day. But yeah, no. I think this needs to be an early teaching point. It really does. Foundational training, and in that has to be meet your ancestors and work with them. Oh, damn, I was going to tell you. Let me know. Oh, cool. The next song, I don't know if you guys remember Sean Alston. It was, must have been about 3 or 4 years ago, actually. He well, he is Mantis and Shadow, which is a band, or what do you call a single person who does their music? Not really a band, artist. There you go, artist. And he actually created a really fantastic album, and one of the songs on there was dedicated to Lucifer. In fact, the whole album was dedicated to Lucifer, as far as I know. And I actually did a review of his music a while back. So the next song on this playlist I saw is Mantis and Shadow. So I thought I'd play this playlist because it, well, apart from that, it looks really good. Just want to see if he's anywhere else in here. I don't know if he's gone any further with his music. Haven't heard from him in a long time. But that was really good. Okay, here it comes. Listen to it. Jono, Uncle, how did you start with ancestors? My super Christian past Oma and Opa wouldn't approve of me doing necromancy to them. I don't actually remember how I started, to be honest with you. I don't know when it popped up and when it came about, um, or when it even got on my radar. But really, to start with, it's a case of you can put a picture up if you want to. You don't really need to do that. All you need is a glass of water and a candle. That's it. And then light the candle, offer the water to your ancestors, and sit down and just talk to them. And your Oma and Opa are no longer living. They probably have a completely different outlook on what's going on. To be Christian in life is one thing. You follow particular rules that you are given by human beings. And when you die, I think that all kind of falls away. Uh, my personal opinion, obviously. But yeah, I don't think you'll find much of a problem talking to them. They're going to be completely different people. But at the same time, if you didn't like your Oma and Opa during life, they don't have to be part of your ancestors. This is what we keep trying to tell people. You know, people you didn't get on with, people you don't like, don't talk to them. Um, this is why people don't work with their ancestors. It's because they had an uncle or a father who was abusive or something like that, and they go, no, I won't work with my ancestors because this person was abusive. Then don't talk to them. Ignore them. Push them aside. Make them starve. You know? Don't need to talk to them all at all. Richard, I would never have done any ancestor work if it wasn't for you. Oh, my pleasure. Definitely my pleasure. Um, yeah, as I said, it wasn't really on my radar until much later in my practice. Nobody said to me, you're supposed to be doing ancestor work. It's the best spirit to work with, and all of the stuff that I say now. Nobody actually really told me about it. So I think I only picked it up later, but at what point I can't really say. Now I'll just moan at everybody because I know better. There you go. Oh yeah, this Mantis and Shadow music is very moody. Um, it's just amazing. It's like a meditation all on its own. It really was a good album. Let's see if he's made anything else. Doesn't look like it. No, there's the 2021 album, the rights to Eleusis, and this 2023 album is Episeeds. That's it. Oh, sorry. Get back to Jono. Your super Christian Oma and Opa. Christians also do ancestral veneration. So I know we kind of name it necromancy, because that's become this broad term for anything to do with the dead now. But it really is ancestor veneration, and you know, Christian person going to a loved one's gravesite. That's ancestral veneration. Putting flowers on a grave, all of that stuff. So that's doesn't mean just because someone was Christian that they're not going to appreciate you honoring them after they die. Um, put some pictures up, make a little altar. All very Christian and Catholic and everything else anyway. So you're not being a naughty boy, Jono. Don't worry about that. It's very quiet tonight. Where's everybody today? John, I really like the magic style of Southern Conjure. Oh yeah, it's very folk magic-y. It makes sense to me and it suits my practice, but Shudu Senwa says there's no Southern Conjure without your ancestors. Luna's getting into ancestor work. No, there wouldn't be. Ancestors are very, very important in Southern Conjure and Hoodoo and everything else. And that's why it's often considered a close practice, is because it is so close to the ancestors. Um, you know, I mean, it's the ancestors that actually made that particular system of practice and magic and everything else. So it comes from them. You can't do it without them. There's a lot of traditions now as well who are they're reconstructionists and reclaiming traditions and things like that. Who they don't just kind of read things and find archaeological evidence of what happened in the past. They also do particular rituals to go and talk with the ancestors and find out how they practiced and bring that back into a modern framework. So, it's huge. It becomes so, so important. It really does. What have I told you? I've told you about the workshops. I've told you about what's coming up on the channel this month. I'm still doing the Solomonic Pentacles. That's going to carry on for a few months still. So I'm only doing one a week. So that's on Patreon. Can't think of anything else I'm doing at the moment. Oh, I do have a new book that will be coming out mid-April. I'll make some more announcements the closer I get. It's going to be a book on sex magic. I'm still working on it. I kind of I wasn't happy with it, so I'm going back and doing a whole ton of edits and things like that. But I think it's going to be a bit different to your usual book on sex magic, and it's Western sex magic. It's not Eastern Tantra or Vamamaga or anything like that. This is Western sex magic specifically, but it's not kind of your get into this position, insert penis here, step by step kind of stuff. It's an exploration of sexuality in your own sexuality to begin with, then going into, if you want to, go into partners and group sexuality. But it's about exploration of your own sexuality and your own sensuality and how energy moves. And really, it's magic. Um, the power, the flow of energy that we feel when we do magic is the same thing as when you're doing, when you're considering sex magic specifically, or erotic magic, if we can put it that way. It's the stirring of the energy which you then can move around your system into particular areas and places. How exploring how you personally engage with this, how it engages with your own body, where you feel tingles and where you feel pressure and where you feel particular sensations in your body. Not every, because everybody's different. So I've done like an exploration of that, and I've gone into ethics. I've gone into working with spirits sexually, and not all spirits want to work sexually. So you have to be careful. Don't just willy-nilly kind of I call on a spirit, I will work with you sexually. It doesn't work like that. James, God, everybody's coming out of the woodwork today. How are you doing? It's been a while. Yeah, definitely Mercury retrograde. All the people coming back from the past. It's brilliant. Love it. Um, so yeah, so working with spirits, also going into shadow work. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a psychologist or anything like that, but I mean, this is an aspect of know thyself. Exploring your shadow self through sexuality, because sexuality can bring up a lot of guilt. As soon as that energy starts moving and flowing, the guilt comes out, and it can be disabling. So going through all of that stuff, it's going to be whole exploration, but definitely not your normal sex magic book. I don't think, anyway. Jono, awesome. Are you doing the Greater Key Seals? I've done 3 of them. I reckon it's the closest I've gotten to real ceremony magic. The graft I put into those. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. Are you talking about the pentacles, the 44 Solomonic pentacles, planetary pentacles? Because what you might be talking about could be from a different section of the Greater Keys. So yeah, if we're talking about the same thing, let me know. James, I'm good. So it's been ages. It has been, yeah. I've been doing Donald Tyson's 40-week exercise for ceremonial magic and getting back into regular practice lately. That's cool. I haven't read that, but I do like Donald Tyson. He's a rather interesting magician. He doesn't pop up as much as he should, I don't think. When he did go into the whole Cthulhu mythos and the Necronomicon and things like that, but he did kind of portray it as an archetypal psychological thing rather than all the crap that Kenneth Grant came up with. But yeah, I don't know if that's why people steer away from him, but I don't know why they would, because it's become quite a big thing. But anyway, yes, planetary pentacles. Yes, okay, so we are talking about the same thing. Yes, those are. I'm going through discussing each one each week, and going through all 44 of them. So that's quite a journey. But I'm loving them. I'm finding them to be absolutely amazing to work with. Oh, this is very laid back music. Maybe we need to change it. Everybody's going to be falling asleep. We've got Bjork coming up with Massive Attack and Sneaker Pimps. The Prodigy. Oh, yeah. Love the Prodigy. Breathe. Firestarter's my favourite. Portishead, Mochiba. Oh no, we're definitely leaving this one on. Oh, we've also got Bowen and the Club of Gore coming up. I love them. They're brilliant. Okay, sorry. Yes, getting excited about the music. Yeah, I wanted to share. Hopefully, you will all get a laugh. But I went to lay down last night and could still see the pentagrams and hexagrams from my daily ritual in my temple. That means it's working. That means you're doing the rituals. You know, you're not just waving your hand in the air and doing things like that. Your visualization skills are improving a hell of a lot. So no laugh. Pat yourself on the back for that. So you also said I left my body and consumed them, and then realized I had just invoked them into myself right before bed. Did you do the invoking or the banishing? Didn't say. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Try not to consume them. Jono, what books are you using as reference work for the Pentacles? I'm actually doing a comparative between Sarah Mastros, and obviously I'm taking, you know, the stuff from Mathers, but a comparative between Sarah Mastros and Abner. They're two books on the Pentacles themselves, and I'm finding it a very interesting comparison because Sarah is Jewish, and kind of gets into the older Kabbalistic and Jewish mysticism, whereas Abner is very much your Hermetic Kabbalist type of magician, your ceremonial magician. So he tends to look at sources which are a lot, medieval, Renaissance grimoires and things like that. And the comparisons here and there are extremely interesting because one will say that this name does not exist, and it doesn't in Hebrew. And then this other one will give like a definition of what this angelic name is, because it comes from Christian magic. It gets some of the pentacles actually get to the point where they are not Kabbalistic at all. They are purely Christian magic. And it's, I don't know, it's just I'm finding it very interesting. So yeah, doing a comparison with that. Oh, also when it comes to the Psalms, the versicles around the outside when they are Psalms, I'm checking out what Yakuba Swatch has mentioned about the Psalms. If there's an overlap between the use of the pentacle and what the Psalm is used for magically. Just pulling that out from that source as well. So, yeah. It's a fun study. And I should have Sarah on for an interview. I'm hoping to do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. Hopefully I'll hear back from her tomorrow. And I'll record that and then put it out in March. Yeah. Tracy, that sounds cool. It is cool. It's incredibly fun. Loving it. Very cool, Uncle. Yes, it is. Thank you very much. As long as I'm enjoying it, you know. It was the banishing, but what got me was that I consumed them. I didn't know I could do that. Oh yeah. I mean, if you think about it, what you're doing is you are energetically drawing a symbol in the air, and that energy lingers. But it's energy, so you can consume it. I mean, we eat a cookie, we're consuming energy. That's why you can eat thought forms. But yeah. Jono, have you done one of the pentacles for yourself yet? Which ones? Yeah, I have. I've mostly worked with one of them is a Mercury pentacle for marketing and money magic. And then Jupiter pentacles But that, yeah, I'm trying to think of what I do. There's a sun pentacle that I want to work with to open up the psychic senses. And I like the method that Sarah actually mentions in a book to use that. I can't remember what was on the other side. There was one solar pentacle on the one side and another one. Can't remember which one it was on the other side. And what you do, you put it on lie in the sun, and you put it on your forehead, and you kind of you imagine it kind of drilling down into your head, into your forehead, and you're supposed to open up the psychic senses. I need to do that one. I keep forgetting about it, but yeah, I can't think of any other reason why I would use any of the others. To be honest with you. I'm not looking for a love partner or sex or anything like that, so that's out. I've got all the protection I need. I do actually need to boost up my protection, so maybe I should do some Martial and Saturnian ones in the very near future. Yeah, I'll probably make those permanent ones. But yeah, so I'll do some in the future again. But they've been very, very effective. And I think it's actually the method that Mastros actually teaches in a book, which has kind of opened up it's like a whole new avenue for me regarding these pentacles, because I used them in the past and didn't really get much of an effect from them. But the way Mastros works with them, spinning them like a vortex and opening them up so that they go into other worlds, or it goes into the other worlds, it works really, 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 really well. And I'm going to actually experiment a bit further. This week I'm going to go and get some compact mirrors. I actually found some. It's impossible to find these things. You know the cosmetic compacts that kind of like have a mirror on one side and usually a powder thing on the other side, and it closes, and then the ladies put it in their handbags and all that stuff. I've been looking for ones which have a mirror on both sides, and it's impossible to find them. Finally found them at a shop in Four Ways. So I'm going to go this week and get some of those, and then I'm going to open them as portals using a fluid condenser, and then I'm going to use them with the pentacles. So I'll put the pentacle in and then close it up, and yeah, we'll activate the pentacle, put it in, and then close it up, and let it do its business. So that's going to be interesting. So I need to pick some for that. Yeah, there is a road opener one for the moon. Maybe I should try that, because I've got a Jupiter one with my boombox. I think it was the Mercury one I've got with Santa Claus. I must actually check my book again to see which ones I've done already. So maybe I should try that one with the mirrors and see how that goes. Double check that. Because there's the first pentacle of the moon, which is that square one, which is used to open doors. I think that was the one you could use for road opener as well. I'll double check now. I can't remember. That was actually to open the gates for the underworld. Let me see what was said over here. The door one is the one I was. Oh, okay. This is the first one. Okay, because there are actually a couple regarding opening doors. Yeah, it's the first one that is that's its main purpose. I'm sure the second one has one. Let me double check here. Oh, the second one was protection. when opening the doors to the underworld, otherworld. Um, yeah, it must be the first one I was thinking of as well. Yeah, okay. Right. Where did you get your Screech Owl blood for the second seal of Jupiter? I didn't. Why? Just because you read Screech Owl blood in a grimoire doesn't mean that it's Screech Owl blood. I don't remember reading Screech Owl blood either. Wait, what's the second one? Hold on. Oh, that one. That's actually an interesting one because you can actually use that now. But after 30th of June this year, you can't use it until 2037. That one was very specifically tied in with the planetary correspondences. Um, and it's supposed to use it when Jupiter is in Cancer. And at the moment, Jupiter is in Cancer, but only until the 30th of June. So, you know. Oh, sorry, second. No, hold on. Reverse gears. That was the fourth. Sorry, second. Oh, that was the hexagram. Hold on. Hexagram yeah, there we go. Acquiring glory, honors, and dignities of all kinds. Yeah, I don't remember there being a mention of Screech Owl blood though. We don't do those things nowadays anyway. What did Mother say? Oh right, yeah. And with the pen of the swallow and the blood of the Screech Owl. Where did you get your pen of the swallow from? That's the other question. It's very quiet today. Looks like we're going to only get a consistent 9 people on today. So, you're going to have to get questioning. James, would you mind if I rejoin the Discord coven? Oh, no, not at all. Carry on. I'll grab you. Hang on, let me grab you a link. Because they're usually active for 7 days. Invite. There you go. There's a link to the server. Yep, everything's slowed down. There we go. Okay, back. So I'll just close Discord again because it takes resources. Okay. What else can we chat about? What am I reading? I'm reading a secret. Oh, I need to actually do a little short on this actually. The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manny P. Hall. We're doing this as a study in one of my groups. This one here, okay. Now, this book is a monster. It's huge, right? But this one's like not so big. But I mean, it's a big size book, and if you look at the print, it's tiny. Okay, it takes me like ages to just get through one page. Now, I bought this because it was on special and it was really, really cheap compared to everything else. Which, I mean, this is like 200 rand compared to like 1,000 and something rand for this book in different formats. The problem is I'm listening to audiobook on Everend at the same time and then reading, you know, following the audiobook as I'm reading. There's a shitload that's not in this one. There's entire sections. I think it was the first chapter. I did make a note. So don't, yeah, if you want the whole thing, don't get this particular version. Not advised. Where did I make the note? Oh, here. I mean, this was in the chapter titled The Ancient Mysteries and Secret Societies Part 2. At the end, there's an entire section on the Odinic rites, just not here, gone. And there's like whole paragraphs and sections between paragraphs that I've got in here that I'm listening to in the audiobook, and they're not here. So, bear that in mind. Don't get the cheaper version. It's not worth it. What else am I reading? Oh, I'm reading Slewfoot, which is really good. Oh, James, on the subject of questions, do you think it is possible to remove the Kabbalistic elements from ceremonial magic and still have a workable system? No. No. The whole thing is based, ceremonial magic is based on Hermetic Kabbalah, and if you remove that, you haven't got a system at all. So, no, I don't think you can. I do know why you're asking that. I totally get it. If it worries you, if it really does bother you, my advice would be to get into, if you can afford it, get Jacobus Swart's books. Also look into William Gray, because William Gray was Jacobus's mentor. They created the Sangreal Sodality together. Also, people like Gershon Winkler, amazing sources. You know, have a look into actual Jewish Kabbalah, and you'll start to see how that differs from Hermetic Kabbalah. Which Hermetic Kabbalah came out of Christian Kabbalah, and there's so much rubbish in there, it's unbelievable. And have a look at that system. In fact, have a look into Sangreal Sodality. William Gray did bring out a series of books which were all about Sangreal Sodality, the system itself. The idea with the Sangreal Sodality was that you should be able to take the system, plug it into anything else. So you can plug it into witchcraft, druidry, whatever. You can plug it into any system and still have a working structure. That was the idea. and still the idea now, obviously. And so maybe have a look into that. I did find the books, the Sangre Austerity books, to be very actually very. They did feel very Christian based, and I mean I know that they're not Christian centric, but it does revolve a lot around the Grail, which is also not central to the theme of Sangre Austerity, but it obviously comes in there because of the Sangreal, um, and the royal blood and all of this stuff. So there's a whole lot of lore that comes with the Sacred King cycles and all of that stuff, which plugs into the Sangreal. So that, well, the Sangreal, the royal blood. Um, but yeah, maybe have a look into that. See if that can help you out. So, but yeah, when it comes to ceremonial magic, you are venturing into Western mystery tradition, and that is Hermetic Kabbalah. You can't get away from it. EO, you can, it would just be Wicca. No, even then, you have Kabbalistic aspects within Wicca. Lots and lots. I mean, that is ceremonial magic. You start working with the elements, and you start working with, you end up working with the tree. There's a lot of, I know sorry, you said lol at the end there, but yeah, yeah, I'm getting a bit serious, aren't I? But yeah, no, you just can't. Kerry, hello. How are you doing? Uh, Glad you're here. You said I read the Picatrix in one setting. I don't think you did actually, to tell you the truth. Did see your note on the Discord, and I had a look at that book, and I'm not sure. I don't think it's actually the Picatrix. It's a discussion, a philosophical discussion about the Picatrix. This book came out in January of this year, and I couldn't put it down. Lots of info. Yeah, I must have a look at it. Because the Picatrix is complex. I can't even get through the Picatrix. Um, it's incredibly complex. And if you do want to do a comparison, if you haven't already, let me just. It's in 2 volumes. This is why I say I don't think this was the entire Picatrix, because the actual Picatrix is in 2 volumes. Um, Let me grab what I'm thinking of. So it's the one by John Michael Greer and Christopher Warnick, and it does come out it's in a paperback, complete Picatrix, but it's also in electronic version. Check in 2 volumes. Just check the price of that, because the paperback's $35. Where are you? Here. Oop. And really, I mean, if you want to go through the Picatrix, you've got to understand astrology. I don't have a clue about astrology, which is why most of this didn't make sense to me. I'm not sure. It's just Picatrix books 1 and 2. Kindle version's 11.49. Anyway, so as far as I know, you've got the Picatrix books 1 and 2 in 1 volume. You've got books 3 and 4 in the 2nd volume. In the paperback version, it's the complete. So it's all 4 books. Okay, so there you go. That's why. I'm trying to figure out why I remember it being in 2 volumes. Right, so yeah, I do want to actually get the book you're talking about though and see what that's about. But anyway, James, thanks for the recommends. I'll check them out. Seeing a function of the use of Kabbalah, Platonic reascent, and aiming to repurpose pagan theology to fill the role of Kabbalah. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I know what road you're going down. It's a difficult one. It reminds me of when I did the Abramelin working the first time. I rewrote the whole thing to fit a pagan framework, and I tried working it and I failed at it. It didn't work. And then I met Euquibus, and he taught me practical Kabbalah, which opened my eyes to a whole new world. Um, and I understood a lot more after that, so I was able to kind of fit myself into the framework of Abramelin after that. So, yeah. Trying to carry out some impressive picture tricks is so much fun, but it was too big for me. Where do you get your toad faces for that one spell? Oh, God. Tracy, hello, Kerry, John. Yep, the old crowd's back. Even James is back. Yeah, more like 4 new worlds. Am I right? I've lost you there. Sorry, mate. Um, you're gonna have to explain to the old person in the room. Just put this book back up here. I will tell you what books I'm reading at the moment. So there's that one, Secret Teachings of All Ages. I mean, I've always wanted to read it because it's always, it's Manly P. Hall. It's Freemasonry and everything else. Always wanted to read it. Kasim, hello. Hope you're doing well. And then, as I said, that was on special. Thought, let me grab it, read it with a group, and then I found out there's a lot missing from it, but I can fill that in. Ooh, I love this song. Oh, yeah, this is more cheaper. Okay. Then I'm reading Slewfoot, which is fiction. Really good. The author is actually noted as being an excellent fiction writer regarding traditional witchcraft and stuff. This is based in I can't remember the year now, 1800s or something. Oh, yeah, you said he introduced you to a new world when you learned practical Kabbalah. Oh, the one. Okay, now I've got you. All right, yes, the 4 worlds of the emanations. Yes, okay. Very funny. I get it now. All right. Then I started reading Sarah Mastros's book, Introduction to Witchcraft, this morning. So I'm reading that one as well. I am reading The Son of Knowledge, but I'm not sure if I'm going to carry on with that right now, because I'm actually taking on too much again, and I need time for other stuff. James, it just gives me an ick that Kabbalah was appropriated from Judaism, so I'm hesitant to use it. That and the reliance on biblical mythology, but then again, I'm a hopeful idealist. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can't get away from it. So it is a matter of understanding that, and you do understand that, and you are honoring. You're respectful of that whole thing. So you're not going in a bad direction. Let me put it that way. James appropriated in the sense that Reichlin nicked it when the Jewish people were being trod on by the Inquisition. I think it started long before then. Hold on. Let's go into some history lessons, shall we? Right. Oh, shit. Everything's falling over. Let me just check. When was the Inquisition? So we've got an idea of dates. 12th century. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Let's see. So this is Euquibus' first book, by the way, if you're interested. It's a tome. It's huge. And it goes into all of the history of Kabbalah from the 12th and early 13th century. Okay. Alright, and it was only Isaac Luria, which is our current understanding framework of Kabbalah only came about in the 16th and 17th centuries. The Spanish schools, ecstatic Kabbalah. I'm trying to remember when the... Yeah, it was. You're right. It was 12th and 13th, early 13th century. Yeah. Oh, you said 16th century. Hang on. Oh yeah, Kabbalah, as we know, it is downstream of Isaac Luria. Spanish Inquisition circa 16th century was when Christian esotericists started picking up Kabbalah. No, it looks like it was before then. I'm just reading here. The Inquisition was a series of Roman Catholic Church tribunals originating in the 12th century and lasting 4 centuries, designed to investigate. And oh, Jono got to go. Thanks so much. The stream. I'm going to do some spell design before drawing. Have a good one. Cheerio. James, I've been going down the Kabbalah rabbit hole. Right? Oh, definitely a good source. Dr. Sledge's. Yeah, very good source for all historical related stuff. My eyes just went all weird. I can't read anything. I've got all the white lines on the screen now. Alright, so 12th and early 13th centuries was the German priests, the south of France, and the Ion Circle. Doesn't outright say Christian Kabbalah. Let's do a Google search, because Google knows everything. So that was it. With the Italian Renaissance humanist Giovanni Pico della Mirandola. Yeah. James, I might be misremembering, but I'm sure it was Reichlin and Ficino who developed Christian Kabbalah. It looks like it seems to be Mirandola actually, but yeah, I don't remember history. It's one of those things that eludes me. Early proponents were following Pico was Johann Reichlin, 1455 to 1522. So he kind of picked up from Pico. Trying to see when Ficino came about, but can't see it here. Yeah, but around the same period. So yeah. Anyway, who developed Christian Kabbalah? Agrippa apparently learned it from Reichlin. Yeah. Sorry for yapping. I'm highly caffeinated at the moment. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Carry on. I do like going to the history. History and me don't gel very well, so I very seldom remember history, so I have to keep going back and looking for it. On the topic of Kabbalah, when did the inclusion of Yeshua as a power name come about? That was probably with Christian Kabbalah. Let's see if we can find a source. Oops. That seems it may have actually been the Second Temple period. This is when we start getting into the oily Josh, because it's Yeshua was kind of a shortening of Yehoshua, which is our modern translation of that would be Joshua, which was the name of Jesus. And then if you take Christ, Christ is Christos, the anointed one, so it becomes oily Josh. So yeah, Yeshua seems to be around then. First Temple period, first century, around that period. James, it's my deconstructionist background that makes me delve into the history, development of ideas, and pick them to pieces. Great. We need more of that. We really do. We need the history. We need to know where we came from to know where we're going. As I say, I don't history and I don't gel very well, so it's a bit of a downfall of mine. Because I understand the importance of history. Just never been very interested in that. So, I want to know when Bowen is coming up. 2 songs ago. We coming up to Bowen. And the Club of Gore. Oh, there's a band here called Musica Cthulhiana. I haven't heard them before. The song's called The Unnameable. Coming back to ERO with your question about Yeshua, are you referring to when the Christian Kabbalists added the shin into the middle of the ineffable name? Is that what you're talking about? Because that was just silly. James, I have to dash off to do my exercises and prep for work tomorrow. Is it you? Okay, have a good one. Cheerio. And hopefully I'll see you here in 2 weeks' time. I'll be on Patreon next week if you want to join there. Ooh. Yeah, now I'm asking the upset. I'm asking, be upset. I heard in my head after consuming the tentacles and hexagrams. Kind of freak me the fuck out. Oh, okay. Kerry, you're reading Introduction to Witchcraft. I only just started reading it today. Although I've got to say, I mean, I only read like a few pages this morning. And already it's fantastic. I mean, I think it's only the. What did I read today? Go look. I mean, I'll give you the highlights that I highlighted this morning, which gives you an idea of the direction the book really goes in. I mean, she speaks about her youth, how she got interested in witchcraft when she was a kid, and the friend she had who was her kind of magical companion. It's just lovely, really is. Yeah, all I read this morning was the author's prologue, so And that was already enough to get me hooked. Let me just check my bookmarks. Let me just bookmark this first so I don't lose my page. So what? Oh, she says, to my mind, the most important lessons I took away from it were. This was reading Bookland's complete book of witchcraft. To my mind, the most important lessons I took away from it were: one, witchcraft is real, and you can learn to be a witch, but it requires study and hard work. And two, witchcraft is real, and it's written between the lines of nature and history and stories if you have eyes to see it, which I thought was really good. And the other highlight was this one. As I practice it, witchcraft is, in its essence, a crossroads practice, practiced by and for and in solidarity with crossroads people, refugees, thieves, sex workers, heretics, and the unhoused, the mentally ill, slaves, Jews, Romani people, strangers, weirdos, queers, freaks, and witches. Love that. That just speaks volumes, absolute volumes. So yeah, already I'm enjoying it, and I've got like 10 hours of reading to go. Where was I now? Yo, meant to say because I heard it after consuming the pentacles. Oh, okay. No worries, don't worry. Tracy, wrote it, who writes it? Thanks for your patience. Are we talking about Introduction to Witchcraft? That the one you're talking about? That is Sarah Mastros. It's a pleasure. Andrea, hello Andrea. I was actually saying earlier, I'm not sure you're going to make it. Welcome. Right, I'll let you two have a chat, or three have a chat over there. Andrew, I'm not getting notifications at all, but I think I know how to sort it out. Okay. Yeah, YouTube is a bit weird that way. Doesn't always send out the notifications. Oh, this is my band that I've been waiting for. It's all a playlist. Byron and a Club of Gore. Love it. Okay. Tracy is doing well by the looks of it. Good stuff. Right. Anyone else I can tell you guys about? Carrie's getting a hit replaced. Oh yes, yeah. Of this month, that's cool, good stuff. I'm glad you're finally able to do that, Kerry. Andrea, has Lee shown his artwork? I don't think I've shown it on here. No, I haven't. I have got a Redbubble account that I'm trying to open. So I've got all my 5 pictures on there now. Just used one of my old ones as well. So hopefully I'll get that up and running soon. I'm still waiting for Redbubble to approve the whole thing and make it public. Or show the images. I'll put it in the community chat. This is coming back to Sarah Mastros. This is typically a post on Facebook. A guy on YouTube I'm watching just referred to manifesting, sorry, manifesting as selfish praying, and I can't even. Andrea's amazing artwork. Thank you. Thanks, Andrea. I'm still practicing. Right, let's see what's going on here. There are already still only 9 people on today. It's not budging from that. Practicing. Who's practicing? Who's doing what? Oh, me practicing. Yeah, so I haven't drawn in such a long time that, I mean, it has really been years. I'm just trying to remember my technique, actually, or some of my technique. I used to draw with soft pastels and charcoal a lot, but I seem to be more focused with a pencil at the moment. But yeah, so I'm trying to get my mojo back, which is going to take a while. Manifesting is selfish praying, and I'm a shaman. Yes, we know you're a shaman. Don't worry. Andrea, everything I've seen is 100% brilliant. Thank you. Thanks very much. I do appreciate that. I've really been getting a lot of feedback on the art stuff. It's been really good. I actually put it on DeviantArt. It's just called DeviantArt. I can't remember now. Hang on. You too. Yes, DeviantArt website. And yeah, been a great feedback on there. Really good. Hang on, I'm trying to get this name right. Well, the handle anyway, because it's all one word. Ines Lanka, I think. Ines Lanka? There we go. Hi, thanks for joining. Haley, I'm so happy that I found you. I've been looking everywhere for someone who works with demonology and has an anarchist view on it. It's my pleasure. Actually, I was saying this again. I keep repeating it, but I was saying it again to a friend yesterday. The whole reason I started punk magic was because when I kind of got into the left-hand path, it was about being antinomian and anti-establishment and going against the grain of society and all of that stuff, which is punk. But nowadays, it's about being an edgelord and being the worst possible version of something you can be. And it really is a load of bullshit what's out there at the moment. So, yeah, that's why I started punk magic, to try and bring back what I started with, what I understood as being left-hand path antinomianism. You know, and I was a punk, so it goes so well together. But it goes so well hand in hand with witchcraft as well, you know. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I have nothing else to say at the moment, so I'm just making little jokes. That's fine. Carry on. Do carry on. We do enjoy your jokes. Stuck at work. Yeah, no, terrible. Um, Kerry, I'll give a link to the Even Art site. Okay, hang on. I only just started using this, so I'm trying to figure out my way around it. Do I go here? No, that goes to my studio. Hold on, I'll get there eventually. I think this is it. There we go. Right. There you are. That's got me art in it. Well, the 3 pictures. Wait. No, it should have 4 pictures in it. Because there was a shaman's mask as well. Yeah, so you can just call me Amadio. I'll probably forget that. You have to choose the old brain. Um, I unfortunately have to go on handles. I wish you could actually change this in these chats. But you can't. I see the people's names, not their handles. Go away. Go away. Go away. There we go. I'll just call you Inner Slunker. There you go. I hope that I'm saying that right, and I hope that's okay. Kasim, to be honest, I identify more as middle-handed path. I like to walk both worlds, if that makes sense. It does, yeah. I call it the crooked path because I'm a witch. And the crooked path winds everywhere. Back and forth, left and right, up and down, backwards. Sometimes you have to go backwards to repeat things. So that's why the crooked path just works so well. Andrew, indeed, it does, Lee. Cool. Oh, thank you, Kerry. Thank you. And Richard, the Shaman's Mask was a great piece. I did enjoy that, yeah. Wait, it's over. Hold on. It's over there. There you go. Look, it's over there. Ta-da. Inner Slanker, as a trans anarchist, it's so hard to find other people, especially in Portugal, that have a similar view to you. I've been binge watching all your videos. Oh, good stuff. Glad you found me then. Now you're definitely welcome here. Definitely welcome. You join the family. This is, I mean, this chat. I do it every second Sunday. Well, every first and third Sunday of the month on YouTube. Second and fourth I do on Patreon now. So just join us on the chat, and you'll get to know everybody else here. It's becoming quite a good community, I must say. Andrew, I could not follow the link. My phone doesn't believe that I am over 18. Stupid phone. Yeah. EO just gave up and said, "Fuck it, I'm a Thelemite." Why not? You are a Thelemite. It's what you're practicing. It's what you believe in. It's what you're following. Become a you. That you know how often I say if you want to learn a particular path, tradition, you've got to totally immerse yourself in it, and you can't do that if you don't call yourself the thing which they are. And you are learning Thelema, so therefore you are a Thelemite. Full stop. And you will be for a long time. And you're well over 18. Yeah, just a little bit. You're 24 now, like me. Kasim, what is your opinion about Thelema? I like Thelema. Um, I don't agree with everything in Thelema, obviously. But I think it was a good extension from Golden Dawn. It's I kind of see Crowley as kind of introducing more pagan aspects into the ceremonial magic itself, which I kind of appreciate. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it which I don't agree with. But you know, we're not going to agree with everything within any particular tradition anyway. So until it becomes your own and you develop and change it into your own path. So, but it's great. Um, 24. Yeah. I'll tell you why 24. So after I turned 24 and I got to 25, 26, etc., etc., people would ask me how old I am and I couldn't remember. And the first number that used to come up was 24. So I used to just tell everybody I'm 24. And then when I hit 50, all of a sudden I remembered I was 50. Um, and now I have to think about how old I am again. So I don't know what it's 24 and 50. Those are the two ages that we remain until what I don't know what the next age is, but yeah. Kasim, what is your thoughts about the eons from a historical and societal perspective? His idea of the Aeon of Horus seems to make sense. I can't really give you an opinion on that, to be honest with you. I haven't really explored it enough to actually give an opinion. Um, I mean, you've also got what was his name? He came along and said it was the Ian of March um, happened at the same time, and that doesn't make much sense to me. Um, and there's this whole discussion about the Aeon of Horus didn't actually happen. Crowley didn't get the word or the name. It wasn't given to him. Whereas, what's the other guy's name, man? Um, it was Frater Achad. I can't remember his real name. Anyway, yeah. So Frater Achad came along and did the whole. This is the Aeon of March thing, and apparently he got the word or the name. There was a big discussion around that and all of that stuff. So I don't really know. That is very Thelema based though, or Thelema centric, if we can put it that way. Andrew, oops, sorry, I just had to answer a phone call. How dare they? That's okay, don't worry. Kasim, if you were to take a guess, then who is the ruler of this age? I don't know. I do feel a transition has taken place, but the question is who. I don't. I don't really assign deities to those particular shifts myself. We have shifted from earth energy into air energy, but would I assign a deity? No, not really. And I think the main reason for that is because, yeah, we can say it's the Eon of Horus or it's the Eon of March, but those are Egyptian and very specific. You can't compare that to any other culture or tradition, really. So if you're not interested in Egyptian or Kemeticism, what do you call it? You know, I don't know. It doesn't actually make much sense to me personally, but that's just me. Yeah, you just say I guess it would be the divine feminine. I think it's actually, look, if we were to go broad, I think it would be the child, which is why Horus, because we had the matriarchal, then it became patriarchal, which we're now coming out of, so very very slowly. So quite frankly, I think it would be the child. Whether we split that into the masculine child and the feminine child, I don't know. I wouldn't do that myself because I think it's more of a union that's taken place. The great Hyrus Gamos of the ages has produced the child. I don't know. Personal opinions. All we've really got. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Babylon. I would have thought you would have said Horus, being a Thelemite. Thank you, Jack Parsons. Yes, Mr. Parsons. Let me leave that. Andrea, sorry I'm not up too much chatting. That's fine. Don't worry, Fiber Flare. Go rest if you need to. Kerry Kasim, when you say age, how long is an age? Yeah, that's the other question. I mean, even if you go into Hinduism with the, going through the Kali Yuga, the various ages and yugas, I've seen arguments saying that we're actually at the end of the Kali Yuga now, whereas other people say we're at the beginning of it. So I don't know. I'm not really going to bother arguing about those things. Okay, I am going to come back. Do not go away. I just need to go for a toilet break. Okay. Just so you know all the details. So get the questions going. Alright, Andrea said it. It's horizontal as we speak. Good stuff. Kasim said, very good question. I'd say 2,000 years for an age. Neo said, but in all seriousness, yes, the age of Horus is 10,000 years. Yeah. Differences of opinions again. Zanku said we went from Earth to air related to ages. Is it linked to the internet? Okay, I'll come back. I just need to go. I'll come back. Don't go anywhere. Keep the questions coming and I'll go through them because then we can keep the show going. Alright, I'm going to switch my camera and mic off so you can still get the music. Oops, no, that's not how you switch it off, Lee. You do it this way. Alright then. Let's get back to the chat. Alright, so Zanka asked, is it linked to the internet? Yes, I think it is. It's all about invention as well, solving problems through technology. So very technologically based, very much to do with the head and knowledge and intelligence and all of that stuff. But yes, the internet, because that is more of a airy kind of flow within our world. In Aslanka, have you ever worked with Vasago? And if yes, how was it? I'm going to say I think so. That sounds a bit weird. I do vaguely remember working with him a very, very long time. When I say long time ago, I'm talking years back. And I do recall it being a pleasant experience. But I can't really tell you much more than that. Vasago is always being noted as being a very, very gentle spirit to work with. So especially when I worked with Vasago, I do remember it being in a scrying aspect, divinatory aspect. Didn't work with him for anything else, rather as opposed to that. But yeah. Andrea, okay, now we can all talk about you and his bag. I don't mind. Okay, I love the artwork. Thank you so much. Kasim, we'll see you all soon. Had a great chat. Are you going now? Okay, fine. Just leave us. Go on. Andrew, it's brilliant. Brilliantly done, yes, Curry. Thank you. Richard, did you wash your hands? I did. Okay. Bloody hell, you people, seriously. Andrea, see you soon. Sim, have a wonderful week. Yo, just as Richard asked, did you scrub? I peed on them first, okay, before I wash them, so as long as everybody's happy with that part. Andrew, I'll be right back. Jasper needs to go out. Okay. No worries. Well, nobody's asking questions, so not much listening to do. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about. There's not much going on this month, apart from the workshop that I'm doing. What's happening on Patreon? I've mentioned that. And books I'm reading, and what's happening on YouTube. Not much actually going on. Oh, and my Sex Magic book that's coming out next month, April. Let me actually give you the date, because I got my very good friend Kai to do some electional astrology for me. Where did I put that? Oh, it's over here. I'll give you the date that it's going to be published. Now I've just got to get the damn thing finished so I can publish it on that day. April the 14th. There you go. That's when the Sex Magic book will be coming out. Prometheum Fire. Hello, hello. Thoughts on the Black Pullet? I actually haven't worked with the Black Pullet, to be honest with you. Do I have to do ring alongside the talismans? I don't know. I haven't worked with the Black Pullet. It's not one that I've done. So many. I was actually going to start going through all of the grimoires. There's so much other stuff to do, and then shiny things come along, and end up following that. And yeah, Sex Magic, that's a book Alistair would be interested in. Yeah, he might be. I was saying earlier before you actually hopped on, I don't think it's kind of your typical sex magic book. I mean, I've read a lot of sex magic books, and they all just tend to end up saying the same things over and over again, really. But this is more about it's not your step by step guide on do this, do this, do this. It's an exploration of erotica of well erotic current, and the actual flow of energy through the body, which then can be used in magic. So very Western sex magic stuff, and exploring psychology, shadow work, working with spirits in erotic manner, uh, all of that stuff. So I think it's going to be a little bit different, a little bit different. Prometheum, have you had fights with other sorcerers in past, and what worked best for you? Protection-wise, trying to avoid starting an all-out war. I haven't had a lot of fights with other sorcerers because people don't like picking fights with me. It's the best way to prevent all of this is to become the scariest person in the room. You can do that. Nobody fucks with you, basically. But I did years ago. I did have a problem with a group of people who were connected with the Temple of Set, and they were attacking me astrally. Um, no, I actually can't remember how the hell I got around that one. No, I can't remember what working I did for that. I do remember a very good method if a singular person is attacking you. This happened while I was trying to help a girl. Again, a long time years ago. She got involved with an Italian Strigaria coven here in South Africa, and it was run by a guy who was paraplegic, and he was just a sex freak. He really was. That's all he. The only reason he was doing all this, but he was exceptionally good at astral work because of his disability, and dream walking. So what he would do was he would take in these women into his coven, and he would make them his high priestess for a period of time. And in old Wiccan form, this is like initiatory Wiccan form, what he would do is, as he would bring them in, because they're new to magic, he would block off all of their chakras. This is a Wiccan method. Well, it's not really just Wiccan. It's a method of teaching in person type of thing. You're taking on an apprentice and things like that. What you do is you block up all the chakras, and then you start feeding them information. And as they start accessing that, they start taking it in. You start to unlock certain chakras so that they don't get overwhelmed. It's a brilliant method, and it is to prevent overload, which can be very damaging to a person. But then they unlock everything, and then they go into various initiations and everything else. But what he was doing, he was. This is going to be a long story. Sorry. What he was doing, he was taking in a woman. He was making her his high priestess, blocking off the chakras, starting to teach them, and then he was controlling them through dreams and doing dream work and astral work and all of this stuff, and he wouldn't unlock the chakras. So 2 years went by, and this poor girl was like fucked. She was totally fucked. Her life was falling to pieces. She was actually basically dying because the energy wasn't moving properly in her body because everything was blocked off and locked. So her, two of her friends, I was friends with these two girls who friends with her, and she kind of came along, and I did work with her to sort this all out. Sorry, long story short, the way I combated him astrally was to actually mirror myself in the astral multiple times, a hundred like replicas of me in the astral. So every time while I was working on her to try and unlock the chakras and bring her system back into balance and everything else, he would come. He was alerted, obviously, because I was doing this. So he would come. He would hit me as a wall. He would attack, destroy me, hit the next one, hit the next one, hit the next one, hit the next one, until just too late. I'd already finished the work, and he was still trying to get through these replicas of me on the astral. That's a very good thing to do. But this, I mean, it depends on the protection you need and the type of attack that you're getting. Witch bottles are very good. I would actually, if you are being attacked by other sorcerers and witches, make a witch bottle. And I just actually finished reading a really good book, Witch Bottles, called Witch Bottles by Daniel Harms, and it's an examination of historical records of where witch bottles were used throughout the world, throughout history, throughout different cultures and everything else. What ingredients they put in, what they were used for, how they used them. In some cases they were put in like a pigeon's heart with pins in it. Mostly, and this is where the tradition of putting urine, your own urine in, and putting needles and pins and nails and all sorts of stuff in the bitch bottle. That was the most common thing that was done. And it was either buried or it was boiled, depending on the outcome you kind of wanted. But great book, really good book. It gives you some fantastic ideas on how to actually use a witch bottle. So I would say get that. Do I teach that? No, I don't really. I'm not sure it's something you can teach. It's just a case of you know how to work with the astral, and you just replicate. You mirror yourself. It's easy. I mean, all I did was words kind of fail. The best way I can put it is you go onto the astral, and then you kind of imagine all of these replicas kind of like circling you, just being created, and then you kind of disperse them, send them out. Their intention is to seek out the person who's attacking you so that they get in the way. But this is actually the same as doing a witch bottle. At the end of the day, what you're doing is you're creating not just duplicates but dummies. What's the word? Decoys. And a witch bottle does that. If you put your own urine in, that acts as a decoy. So the spirit or the energy is attacking you, that gets attracted to the bottle and then gets stuck in the bottle. So that's the same thing really. So I guess it all boils down to create a decoy of yourself, and then whoever's attacking you will attack that instead of you. So it's a good method. Right, EO, I have dreams about a former friend I did recapitulation on, and I convinced myself they were dream walking me, so I let them, but made sure to invoke ancestors before bed. Come to find out it was fear. Yeah, it usually is, especially when it comes to dreaming. Quite often it's the fears coming out of the subconscious mind that we dream about. So best thing to do is divination. Find out why the person's there in your dreams and go from there really. Okay, I have to go. Okay, have a good one. Cheerio. Yeah, I'm going to go soon actually. It's coming up to 9 o'clock here. Yeah, but coming back to Promethean Fire, put up your wards, put up your protections, keep doing that. You'll probably find that you won't have any issues or problems anyway. Sometimes something gets through and you just deal with it. Yeah. I always recommend, and this is what I do teach, foundational training with the Temple of the Horn Serpent on Patreon. And the first month I teach protection and cleansing, and I always recommend Jason Miller's book, um, Protection and Reversal Magic. And it's kind of a book that gives you the basics of what you need to just keep yourself generally protected. And then you've got a toolkit on your bookshelf. So if something does get through, you have a method. There's going to be a method of dealing with that in the book. So you can then you've got your toolkit with you. Go check out what you need, and everything's cool. Right. Yeah, have you read S. Colony's Protection book? Just saw it the other day, had no idea it existed. I haven't. Which one is that again? I can't remember the title of that. I'll have a look for it now. Promethea, thank you for all the advice. I had seen he had put out an updated version. Jason Miller's book, yeah. I think the main correction in the update was his recommendation of doing the LBRP every day, which is kind of funny because he went in the opposite direction that I did. So in the original edition, he recommends doing the LBRP at least once a day, twice a day if you can, keeping all the negativity away from you, sort of thing. And then in his update, he says not to do that. He's kind of changed his mind, which is valid. It's perfectly fine. Because he believes that if you keep doing banishings every day, twice a day, you're gonna start banishing things from your life that you actually want. I kind of took the opposite approach. I used to think that don't do a banishing all the time because you're gonna throw everything away. And then I came into doing. I have to relabel it from banishing to cleansing rite, and I think that's where the difference comes in. That you can do a banishing rite before you're going to do a ritual, and that resets your space. It completely resets your space. Negative and positive energies are gone, so you've got a clean slate before you do your magic work, right? And then you become the creator within your space. But that is banishing everything. And then there's the aspects of a daily rite, which is, as I said, not technically a banishing in that sense, but a cleansing. But at the same time, it's a banishing. You're banishing negative energy from you. But it is more of a cleansing. You're getting rid of the muck, and doing that every day. So I guess it's a situation of interpretation and understanding of words, how we're interpreting the various different titles of things. Inislanger, can you recommend a book that teaches about witch bottles? Get Witch Bottles by Daniel Harms, because, as I said, it's an examination of witch bottles from all historical records, and he really does a fantastic job in that exploration. And then the last chapter of the book is kind of like what he does. He takes all of the historical records that he's spoken about and kind of pulls out the commonalities, like what do you use in the bottle? What do you use it for? What method do you use? Whether it's burying or boiling or burning or what have you. What kind of bottle do you use? There's also been a whole development of bottles that have gone through this various centuries, and long before you even got to clear glass bottles. Um, so yeah, it really is a great book. Definitely recommend it for witch bottles. But otherwise, you'll find the mention of witch bottles in things like Jason Miller's book. He mentions it in there, but it's kind of like just this is a witch bottle. This is how you do it, and that's it. And then it just forms part of a chapter within an entire book. Um, I think the only one you're really going to get as an entire book is Daniel Harm's book. But yeah, great book. Right, I'm going to slowly wrap up. So if you've got any urgent questions, just pop them on quickly, and we'll discuss them. It's been a quiet evening. I was going to look for something earlier. Now I can't remember what it was. It was a book. Oh, it was Connolly's protection magic. Oops. No. Yeah. What the hell's going on here? I just cannot type at the moment. Have a good week. You too. Have fun. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time. What's this book called? There's a book that's under S. Connolly's Google search. Martin Luther and the Diet of Worms. But that's a different Connolly. Oh, what's popping up with her? That's Seamus. Seamus Connolly. Okay, obviously got attributed to Stephanie, but yeah. There's another one by Seamus Connolly. Oops. 30. Oh, this one, the psychic self-defense and protection magic. I haven't read this one. I'll have to try and get that at some stage. You too, Andrea. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Thanks for the chat. It was great. And I'll see everybody here in 2 weeks' time. Otherwise, if you want to join me on Patreon next week, hop on to the journal tier, which is still $5. I haven't changed it yet. Not sure what to do with that, but we'll see. Right. Thank you.